Cheese. Famous. Hello, 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 hello. Awe, 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 awe. You get one life on leave. Me self get one life on leave. Why we no go use am gladdy gladdy and enjoy the time? Palava no dey finish, time me no dey wait nobody. Now why I dey try for always get am nice every day and night? This one way we all friend we safe, now nobody own. You wanna eat with you much we go down you belly now you young. And the balance where you go die left now all the money on. So why for the greedy you say for? Now the motor car where you let buy am, buy am. If you see finance where you collect bilam, bilam oh. You meet up woman where you let yanam, yanam. And if you let the man na for keep am, want them oh. The food where you feel for eat na for eat am, eat am. That fine la pan where you let na for buy am, and tie am oh. And if you baby love you back love am, love am. But if you love them all now you na for left am, want them more. Cause nobody know waiting tomorrow old. So every day of my life till old, I fasting enjoyment stay go. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you pass yourself. All man they fed for himself oh. Now why I love the allowed with the other man they pan take me peace away, away. Me joy away, away. Me smile away, away. Oh no no, no make nobody take you peace away, away. Me joy away, away. Me smile away, away. Oh no no, oh every.
Hi, greetings, comrades of the APC compatriots of Sierra Leone. This is the APC Diaspora online TV platform, and me, na comrade OrWanKasu. Today, we did live. Today, the 6th of April 2025, and the time na just 2-3 minutes after noon UK time. Today we can discuss a topic we don't make rounds on social media for so many weeks, and this topic don't gain a lot of traction and debates. People are so now interested in this topic, so we choose today for bring this topic na this platform so we can discuss some better. So we will not understand, and we know why this topic just so not become so important now. Now we social media platform them. I want the one that we don't join right now, make them start for identify themselves for me. So I will begin to acknowledge and recognize una, and I want to share this particular link around so that we all will learn what's in this topic yesterday about today. Now, the topic na privatization. Until now, all know anybody with they share with Sierra Leone forum them go know say privatization has been a topic of discussion na the platform them, and the man with the behind this privatization discussion na a guy we na a businessman, a successful businessman, we believe say privatization now a big scam. When maybe they go school, I learn in the economics subjects, I learn about privatization, I learn about public ownership and all the other different topics them. And then tell we say the free market economy was a very good thing, for countries them like Sierra Leone. They give people a freedom for come take over public assets, for make Calais become so efficient, for good productivity, blah blah blah. But for the first time in we forum them, we get a gentleman, we now Reginald Cole. He get another middle name, but Ingo can't tell we put another middle name there. And now you can tell we say this particular topic, privatization, a big scam, is not good for Sierra Leone. Well, we don't ask them several questions, we don't debate with them that the forums them. And today they can talk to we about that, more about that. So now help we for share the link, and tell we who's on the view from. So we go get into this also proper. Before I bring Reginald Cole in, with me today, we get a co-host, a female for the first time in this platform. She's a very respectable woman, and they don't involve inside the debates in herself. Very, very intelligent woman, respectful, and we feel the need for Brian come in, myself come co-host this particular program. So we all able for learn and you get key questions then we get for ask Reggie Cole about privatization. She's not the person, but Fatima, where instead they can introduce himself to we properly. So I did bring Fatima in, make he tell compatriots them ado, may tell fumble them ado. Over to you, Fatima. Welcome to the APC Diaspora online TV platform.
Thank you so much, OrWanKasu, and good day or good evening or good morning, wherever you find yourself around the world. I greet you. My name is Fatima Sise, and I'm based in London. I'm married with 2 children and a grandchild. I'm very passionate about Salone and how we move Salone forward. A lot of we know can't preach anymore about the current situation of the country, but I strongly believe say we need to think about how we move the country forward. And therefore, when this topic about privatization come up, introduced by Mr. Reginald Cole, Black in the Park, I get involved because one, I want to understand more about what it means. I already know the impact it gets on me, even being here in the UK. But it will find today for we go deeper with Mr. Reginald Cole for know exactly what it mean where he say privatization a scam, and if we get for take a different direction in terms of how we move the country forward, what in that get for look like? Are we going to rule out privatization altogether, or is it something we get room for now we development trajectory? So I think I'm happy for there, and I go left and here for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Fatima. Well, now we come introduce the man himself with Reginald Cole, the master dream builder. The name that the way it go by on social media. If you not see in name, you will see in number with the title the master dream builder. A man we they build something out of nothing. So we want for Brian coming, let's say can talk to we Let's introduce himself to we. The master dream builder, Reginald Cole. Welcome to the APC Diaspora online TV platform.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to the people in the England time zone, the UK time zone, and good day to you, whosoever you did, whenever you watch this. I hope say you well. Me and Reggie, Larry Cole, as OrWanKasu say. I'm a father. I'm a business person. I'm heavily involved in politics and economics, not just on Sierra Leone business. Right now in Ghana, I'm working with a team of people to do something where now copy and paste together for do that in a Salone is going to work. I also involved in UK politics, part of a group that I have called Connect. We did it with 2 MPs them that are UK also then based, obviously UK politicians, and some other people that within a think tank. Me don't begin work from my old 16 years old. I can always say I begin work when I was 16 at the UK, but correct myself yesterday as I was driving around. My very first job where I get, now Donald Smith Macaulay, managing director of NP, and I mean give me job just after we finish O levels na Ross Road petrol station. Now the back day, when they make soap, believe it or not, when they go sell na markets. I worked there for 1 month before I came England. At the same time, yeah, age 16. So my experience all don't be inside private enterprises. I was fortunate enough. I started working at 16, buy my first home inside central London, where I was 18 years old. I'm able to do that in through the work I'm able to do inside a private enterprise, where to the point where when my brother and my friends they call me regional overtime Cole. Because whenever there was an opportunity, rather than going at disco, I do the overtime. Now that make me, I may put my foot on the ladder so early. A dream were not possible for people that right now inside the UK also even 40, 50 years old. Some people that still live now the same home where they grow up in. There's a problem there. I will cancel that. But also when I'm in 21, because of my work ethic, because of my application to work, my boss invites me to a meeting. And I don't refuse for go to that meeting day. In fact, he tell me, say, my wife don't cook for you na host today, so you count this meeting. I'm so glad I went to that meeting because that meeting day, now it give me 7 years from 21 to 28 now where I spend in direct contact with billionaires them and multi-millionaires. As a matter of fact, one of the billionaire them, I end up naming my son after. Okay, his name is Dexter Yeager. Then guy then they now real world economy. Now real world economics then they play, not to textbook. You see the textbook, just like we history, I read just now, it's meant to keep us enslaved one way or the other without chains. When Bob Marley talk about emancipate yourself from mental slavery, it wasn't joking. So anyway, now we go inside the program. Let not talk about, but that's me.
Wonderful. Una help we for share Mr. Fode Sori Mansare. Thank you for joining us. Ibrahim Sise Kabile. Thank you for joining us. Una please help we for share Mr. Mo Bangura. Una help we for share the link. It is now that the forums them. Una try for help we for share so we go get more people and for learn from this particular program we'll get so today. Now, I want to bring Fatima in because it gets one first question we go on for ask you about this privatization. Well, before Fatima come to the question, really, from your own understanding, Mr. Reggie, now waiting a privatization on a national scale, waiting a privatization for the one that we understand, economics or something like that. Waiting because we topic now privatization and not the main topic. Waiting now privatization on a national scale.
Okay, first, I answer the question, but I want to give some background to it, please. The idea that if you can't talk against privatization, a group of people, they call you socialist or communist, it's just absurd. Privatization has nothing to do with the private sector as a business, as a way for lift you up from your socio-economic level. Privatization, to answer your question, sir. Now, where you get a public asset like iron ore, I believe, in Tonkolili, right? Marampa mines. You get a public asset where you say you not get no capacity for one. You and your people are not sabi for one now. So what you do is you give an American-based company, GL Holdings, then pay you 10 million in 2021, then dig you land, then ship her out go, then get in the 1 year 6.7 billion, but you the report na your own economy 4 billion worth of GDP. So basically, privatization is taking control of what belongs to the people of any country, including the UK and USA. Waiting the general things that what we need for make we life work. Things like waiting God bless we with. Things like the blue economy of the sea. Things like education. Things like hospitals. When you take those, you put on our private hands. That means that all the tax where we they pay, to be honest with you, we're not just a conduit between the private person here and you paying your tax. We're not just the middleman. Where they move the money from where we don't work, they don't tax we. Then they take that tax money, they give a certain group of people. That is privatization.
Okay. All right, let's bring Fatima in quickly. Fatima, your own understanding of privatization in a nutshell. I know say Reggie don't put up for we the way are in one for the we see privatization. Okay, privatization on a national scale. What's in your own nutshell understanding of them?
Okay, so recently, as a result of Reggie introducing this topic, saying privatization is a scam, it make me go back and check and read for myself, for try to understand, waiting. So I think the first thing I will say, when you say privatization, I think it's different from a private entity where me, Joe Blogs, decide for run a business and introduce that business to me to Sierra Leone and say, look, this business can create jobs for Una people and we all go benefit. That's a different thing.
Yes.
I think when we talk about privatization is where governments, as Mr. Reggie just say there just now, is the transfer of responsibility for run a service or basically for run a service you put it at the hands of private individuals or company or entities for letting run them. So, and from me small understanding of development, I know say there was a time where things like we school, we hospital, we electricity, we communication as Salone was run mostly by governments. And then we the challenges we get within the economy and the introduction of the structural adjustments programs, where we go get some IMF loan, we see say governments stop for support some of those programs, and as a result, we begin to see the emergence of, for example, private schools, private clinics. But from your experiences of this, especially currently, previously, yes, there were few private-run health hospitals there where were properly run. Probably at that time, governments be they monitor or regulate well. But we see the decline of all of that now, and we see a chaos now in country. So therefore, a change in perspective about privatization, and even USA Adena England, I see how the privatization of certain services within the UK don't dent me pockets and not provide me enough services. So in a nutshell, me understanding of privatization is passing on with assets or capital or services into the hands of private people because we believe, say, then go on and better, they will give you, value for money, and they will create more opportunities. So that's not how it will work in practice. But whether that's what happens in reality is totally different. So I think I will
Okay.
stop.
All right. Well, I'm glad, Fatima, the way how you start where you say privatization, not to just a private business. Privatization is, I would say, it different from the private businessman. We very creative. It gets your own ideas. It bring come up. It starts your own private entity. It run it create employment and all that stuff. Then they know to in a privatization. Then they are private company where they operate independently. But privatization itself, now when a government or a people that are a country own them property, they own their agricultural land, they own that and get the diamond, the gold, the rutile, the bauxite, and everything at the country, then the government way they in power decide say they're not go able for run the affairs of the mining and all that stuff then private property then public property then they take give a company for then take over this property will belong to the people then. So in this we talk in the context of Sierra Leone now. So my man Reggie mentioned about Giral holdings and stuff like that. So now they can know, we want to know now how privatization be done the work for all these years since we gained independence in Sierra Leone, and now privatization don't can become a scam according to Reggie. So let the first question come from Fatima. Ask Reggie the first question, make we understand wetin make Reggie say privatization is a scam. Over to you, Fatima.
Okay, so my first question to you, Mr. Reggie, is privatization good, evil, or maybe a gray area for everybody, and why?
Okay. Is privatization good, evil, for everybody, or gray area? It's evil. It's evil. Let me see what you need for happen. OrWanKasu just summarize what you don't say earlier, Fatima, that a private business person, of which I am one, is a different person from, it's a different concept from privatizing which belong to you. Let me explain. Two key instruments in accounting, where they work in any kind of business, these are the two things that ultimately matter. You get your profit and loss, and you get the balance sheet. When you work as a private sector person, the success or failure of both those instruments, the profit and loss and your balance sheet, is up to you. So the benefits of those, now you they get up. When you have a privatized public asset, if you replace you with the country, the success of the profit and loss account and the balance sheet belongs to the private people where they run that enterprise. So some of the benefits of a balance sheet is if you assets them far outweigh your liability, similar to where you get a host, where you get high equity inside, you're able to get any kind of loan where you need, because you get equity, you're able to pull that equity out on your of your house. Same thing with the balance sheet, where you can to take in loans or getting other finance instruments. However, if you don't put that if you don't put that balance sheet in the hands of a private person like Jural Holdings, you have no control. They can go there, rack debt on that company there. You have zero control. Now then they get the benefits, now they get the gain, the people them to who the product belongs, to who the asset belongs, not they get the benefits. Now I explain that in a simplistic term in a minute, right now. If you don't work in a successful company, Fatima, let's say you work on Facebook. Okay, this is a privatization made simple, privatization 101 distilled. If you don't work on Facebook, you do not have the benefit of Mark Zuckerberg's balance sheet. You na salary normally they pull the. That is privatization. A private company, the kind side, take what belong to you, like I use the GL Holdings. How come when they report 4 billion, we have been reporting 4 billion GDP since 2018, but GL Holdings came in, or at least they renewed their license in 2021, paid $10 million in December, $10 million in December 2021, and in 2022, the activity in just one small part of Sierra Leone came to 6.79 billion. How does that even make sense to you? Now, to explain it further, Thatcher and Reagan, now I'm a capitalist. I denounce both Thatcher and Reagan because the scam that they pulled off did a couple of things. It enriched politicians themselves. Now, the first and the Western politician, first-time politician them, mean they go inside politics after and don't make the money. Now they get picking away from school, Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, they not even do that yet, they go inside politics because that's the game. They not say if we rig, like what Donald Trump may say in 2016, if Donald Trump may say anything honest at all, now that statement did. In 2016, go research. He said the system is rigged against you. Now, then they mean, will they take the money from you? You tax someone with a taker. Will they give a certain small number of people? Well, that's not the case. If Mohammed declare me beans on Thursday under Runnymede Council, who's I live, Mohammed declared the beans on Thursday. You want to tell me, say, the only way Mohammed will be more efficient. Now, when you get onto Mr. Basma, now lie you the lie for me. Okay, if you're not the councillor, if you're not the head of council, you're not able to make Mohammed efficient, I just sack you, I will employ somebody where efficient because I run the council. It doesn't mean I transfer the whole wealth to Mr. Basma. That's the effect of privatization, my people.
Okay. Thank you very much. Fatima, you get a second question, so?
Yes, I guess a second question, but I just want go on this point where Mr. Reggie just talked about. It creates a question on my mind.
Okay.
So, can governments therefore privatize and still able to hold control? Is that possible? And is there an example?
Can government privatize and still able to hold control? Okay, I'll give you a personal example. My book, Compassionate Capitalism, how I raised whatever, defined 150 no's and got 1 yes. Yeah, that's how I raised I built a multi-million pound empire by that. That book there, in there's a story of a guy called Dr. Bodhi Subra. Dr. Bodhi Subra was a customer of mine. Now, Lucas Land Rover Battersea. He's a multi-millionaire. They work for a venture capitalist called Merchant Bridge in Knightsbridge. Dr. Subra said to me, I should want to talk so seriously. They give you all the money where you want. In fact, not all the money, so they provide the office and staff. But here's the deal. You they take 100% of your business and you go work your way in based on your performance. I told, this is a Sunday family show, I told Dr. Bodhi Subra to take a long walk over a shop here, and I shake here and I say, we're not even in the same room. When people come privatize you, that's what they do, Fatima. They come bearing gifts. What not the gift so then they can't sell you? Oh, we'll create jobs. We'll go do this. But we want the lion's share of any equity. We want it all. The GL Holdings, for example, is a good example. Now, they get 90%. At 90% in the boardroom, you're not going to no say. You have zero say. You're just a puppet in the room. In fact, it's administrative, it's academic. It's academic. So you get no say over how they treat the workers, as we see in Koidu Holdings, which has a similar plan. You get no say how they use and dispose of the assets. And you certainly have no say over your profit. It does not work. The model that works is the model where we don't see. I don't understand how they resist until it all elsewhere with the resistor. The model that works is the Norway model, okay, where they don't show why they control their oil and gas. We get the same in the UK here. We get the same oil and gas, but we don't benefit from it because the UK still believe in Father Christmas, then dream of Thatcher and Reagan. That's, oh, left out of the hands of private. What they need to tell you is how Tony Blair got in. Tony Blair was a £67,000 a year salaried employee, where he gets into number 10 Downing Street. Within 18 months of finishing Downing Street, he's worth 100 million. Just take your common sense and think what's in the go on. Because when Tony Blair was in, he made way for all private money for Kainsai. Now, in private money, Kainsai on an education system. Okay? The government loans of 3,000 went from 3,000 to 9,000. That was private money. Okay. Then it decided, say, if you want to build hospital or if you want to build school, let's not bother with the government. Let's just take private money. It bring all, so he's rewarded. Now make it go from 0 to 100 million in 18 months. Not a magic. If Tony Blair can get an acumen as a business person to be worth 100 million, you're not going to wait till you don't go serve in parliament too. Or number 10. In fact, don't do it before you go inside number 10. In fact, Alan Sugar, looking book, Lord Sugar say, I hate politics. It won't work for me. The reason why Lord Sugar able to say that, now because now one of the only people able to write you a check right now for 100 million not go bounce. He's got it. He understands what's in the go on that is wrong. So anyway you chop and slice private, it has not worked anywhere in the world. What they do, their friends and they own the media. In fact, some of them own the media themselves. So then they drive their agenda in the media. Tell you the ordinary man with the suffer penalty, you they believe that you defend them because then they drive their agenda. They drive their privatization. Oh, the government's not efficient. If government's not efficient, then, listen, that's why we have elections. If you get government when they're efficient, fine at the poll booth in the next election and hire an efficient government. This is an excuse. Now, human beings they run a private business. Now, human beings they run privatized enterprises. If you not get the human being for one list, get the one way I wanna. Not okay. Just because it didn't have government hands, it's inefficient.
All right. So, Reggie, yes. This privatization, what they talk about, so historically, you be able to give me an idea. You mentioned Margaret Thatcher. You also mentioned Ronald Reagan. Of course, Reagan had been the president of the United States, and Thatcher was the prime minister in the UK for 3 consecutive terms, if I'm not mistaken, or 4. I can't remember now.
Correct, 3.
And I can tell you, privatization was a popular thing during the reign of them 2 individuals that we mentioned. So, for Africa, for the world, like we will be the globalization, free market economy, and all that stuff in the right. Why make all those years privatization not be ever become a scam until now?
Thank you. Because I can say in our local language, where they talk so foot's not a turn penda overnight. So foot, another turn penda overnight OrWanKasu. You know they see the effects of something until you don't give it time. We don't get on time now. We don't arrive at the cause of the pain, at the cause of social stagnation in the West. Again, you go to my own personal story. No contact. I left Sierra Leone with $25. Yes, $25 as a 16-year-old child. No contact. I get a job in a private enterprise, making making videotapes, and within a few months, 2 years of that, I was manager of production one floor, looking over 35 staff in a private enterprise, able for buy me house when I was 18. Now, this was around the time when Margaret Thatcher then begin push this privatization. They begin get one guy when they call SID, S-I-D. Now them they use the adverts. Oh, SID get shares. So they fool the public into thinking then participation in this shareholding would be so good for them. It has not worked out. It would all look at over the years. Now, as I say, one of the benchmarks, one of the difference between an African teacher, or a teacher that teach in Africa, and a teacher that teach in the West is this. The teacher that teach in the West graduates from university, they go find job in the past, he able to go buy in house, in first round of achievement, after he don't married or whatever, and forget in house. Why is it important? Because your house is not just shelter, your house is a place where you build equity for your later life, or to even climb up the social economic ladder. Now, you look in the press on a daily basis, and I tell you, say 40, 50-year-old there, they live in the same room who said them use for play with their doll today because of the effect, the negative impact of privatization. You know, Jefferson, one of the presidents of the United States, say, you will wait if we let venture capitalists win and they drive privatization, by the way, control on our economy, una go wake up on a land where una fathers then conquer, but una no get no host, una go then at the street, sleepless on the streets, right? Then at Jefferson, he don't foresee that a great visionary. Then you get the WEF, World Economic Forum, where don't boldly tell una, they tell una what they do to una. They say you will own nothing and you'll be happy. OrWanKasu, you want to go through your life, you own nothing and be happy. What are you going to leave for your kids? How would you fulfill even the biblical concept that says, if you don't leave an inheritance for your children's children, you're worse than an infidel? How then can you just be on rent? Your house is on rent, your car is on rent, your phone is on rent. You're just renting your life away. You don't have a balance sheet for yourself. That is the effect of privatization, my friends.
Okay. So in my own understanding of which I don't listen to, so it sounds as if the Margaret Thatcher era and the Ronald Reagan era, there was a big master plan where them plan for kind of reap the third world countries, if I can put it that way there, because they refer to the countries as third world countries after independence. So them roll out this idea of privatization. They teach we about privatization at schools, you know, right across Africa and all over Europe. Say privatization a good thing for a country and stuff like that. So you want to agree with me saying a big grand master plan where they want for suck the natural resources, the property of the African people them. You go agree with that?
Yeah, but I have something to say about that. Not only do I agree, not only I agree with you, here's what happened. If I just talked to John Perkins after my breakfast by text just now, maybe we'll get an interview on this because he know best. In a part of the economic hitman machinery. So I send a message, he reply, and we'll talk, maybe we'll get another one part we show them. Now English, unfortunately, no more will they talk.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all right. But here's the thing. In the 70s, John Perkins, where now one of the economic hitman them, where don't go inside the system. This is the beauty, where you don't be part of a system, but you're able to talk against the system because you don't see this doesn't work. It say in the 70s, they asked them, then call a convention at Washington, D.C. The theme of that convention was to bring the strategies that we don't use in a third world country, of which privatization is one, to the West. I will tell you with confirmation, say we are there now. We're there right now. Okay? They don't bring that come. They ask for it. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Whatsoever he said, he shall have. You shall have whatsoever he say. They ask for it. They've got it. Okay? Now, he make that teacher now the West now and that teacher now Salone now, their lifestyle trajectory is the same. no home ownership, no car ownership, no nothing. You're just working and paying your taxes where they go to private people. That's it. Your life is a waste.
Okay. So Fatima, you don't listen to Reggie and you don't explain about Thatcher era and all these things, and you still stand on this privatization as a scam. It's a grand master plan by the Western countries them for capturing natural resources. What's your comment on that before you come to the other question we get from?
Okay, I think one thing I just want to comment is that the freshness way Mr. Reggie bring into this whole debate for open we eye for see waiting the go on is so great because for many Sierra Leoneans, you know, wherever you day, if you engage, maybe for the first time, we don't begin to question things. And based on what he just talk about, you know, the Thatcher era and this thing about the trajectory where the teacher in England in life get now and the one in Salone, the disparity is very narrow now. It's very, very narrow. Because me, I'm also in the field of education. And I can see how we picking them, we were a little bit fortunate with hard work, able for manage, for, you know, settle ourselves in terms of owning something. But then looking at we picking them now, it's impossible unless they get a job where they pay them so much money, they're not go able. And I don't see some even some documentary or some programs then where in the UK now, people then even we don't married young couples then decide for go back home to them parents them, go live with them parents them, only for make them go able for save enough money for make them go able put a deposit on for buy a home. And what they say not true. What is the purpose of life? Why do we live in this world? We just live for kaya, eat, drink, and go and die? No, we want for left a legacy. We want for left something for we future generation. I think anything about development is about how you develop now and think about the future generation. So that brings me to my next question, Mr. Reggie. Knowing what we know now about privatization and the challenges where it gets, as a country in Sierra Leone, what is the way forward? And also the last time you will share a pie chart where they look at the GDP of Sierra Leone. And one of the things that we stand out now that at the moment, agriculture are one of the sector where really they hold the economy up, basically. So going forward, waiting we get for do as a nation for help we for get back on we feet and take control so that we can able for create something for the next generation.
Very good question, Fatima. Thank you for that. Okay, so now they go inside me 100 billion GDP plan. By the way, my people, if you listen, GDP get for do with the finished products that the definition and or services within a 12-month period. That's how you get your gross domestic product. Go look up the definition and the key word is finished. So don't be surprised how Jural Holdings pulls 6.79 billion from your country, but we own GDP is only 4 billion because the dirt is not finished. There is no value added. So the reason why agriculture is responsible for 55% of the GDP, even though people they frown on farming, nobody they rather take kush than go on farm. Now because the cassava leaf where they go na ports, na Salone, The how they show up na Marampa, na Peckham, na Antibeti, now we finish product and dandy. So the industry they cry down agriculture, we say no, I'm gonna farm. Now they contribute the most to GDP is insane. So 55% because are the only two they finish. The palm will finish her, the kenke will finish her, the cassava will finish her. Now they contribute to the GDP. They are not finished, so they contribute. You understand me? So what do we need to build a better Sierra Leone? Me, I say to Una, I don't kind of this field now, not a field where they left. Are they also Tigi? Te Adai. Are they in Salone now? Te Adai. Now, so me time know. When I get involved, I think I can take me time for getting involved in things. So, the first thing we need for do, we need to get sober governance in Sierra Leone before we talk about GDP and this privatization stuff. When I don't see Traore in a space of 24 months, it don't grab Burkina Faso from the scruff of his neck. He said to IMF, you na wife beater. I don't want you again. Come on, my life. I don't want you. All you don't do for me is put me in misery. He said, I don't want IMF loans. Then somebody will say, well, then I manage for pay for all the things that we go do. It's easy. I had to talk to IMF on the one side, and I said they talk to the in-law on the other. Hey, you privatization, get out of my country. This material, this gold belongs to my people. Let me tell you, the customers for your assets are always there. They're not a discriminator. If they want to build them phones, they want to build them Tesla, they're not a discriminate. But you get your assets, now you get for know your asset. You understand? So this man just take your asset. Now you don't build estates the way they give people the way they on the low income housing inside Burkina Faso. Flip that to England right now, we privatize. Where even when they work, you never forget us. That man don't flip the script. So we need a good sober governance. We need for clean the legal system. The whole judiciary should be purged. All of them fired. Get foreign judges where they can give legal expertise. Like when my uncle, Chief Marcus Cole, Chief Justice Marcus Cole, was required in the Gambia. Like when Abdoulaye Conte was called to Belize for go be Chief Justice. Then people they not do because they're crazy. Then do they not say because we judiciary system is so messed up that if we get one of it will either take this side or that side. Let me get somebody neutral where they go to the law. Why is that important? Until we get such a framework, we cannot effectively call for a divorce between us and these private companies. Because the same courts where they depend on will be used against the people of Sierra Leone for a few dollars. We know the system. So we need to get a sober government. First area for implementing this $100 billion plan is to get a judiciary that works. Then now we go to task. Me man, when I'm sign, look, in my own business, for example, if me sign a vulnerable person in investment, this government of the UK, they disband me and say I don't take advantage of vulnerable person. So we go use the same line for say our politicians did not know what they were doing. Now you make them give a 90% of Tonkolili. Now you make them they sell $200,000 a year for on a mine with diamonds. They don't know what they do. They were vulnerable. That's scarf and amunku. So we don't come. We don't say no. Okay, we're not alienated now totally. But if I'm going to encourage private money in my business, let it be maximum 30%. Let it be maximum 30%. And we don't even need them.
Okay.
So, yes.
Yeah. Now, we get somebody called Ronald Georgestone, we the view on YouTube. I seem to agree with you in almost everything what you say, and even don't give some examples of certain things then we mention. Also, you talk about Norway, you talk about the 40% increment we then put on all private homes then at the UK because of the water system then also, and you talk about how much government they get from Giran Holdings when at $10 million, which is small money, then they make $6.7 billion, Oh, wow. The money them. And yeah, it seems for they agree with you. But now you just mentioned say we leaders them that be munku them and stuff like that. I want to just remind you, Reggie, that Sierra Leone, now the Athens of Africa, now they the sense man and they now Africa, how Sierra Leone manage to get scammed by a system where Sierra Leone are the first university, we get the first university, we forefathers them, they were brilliant in mathematics, in economics, in blah blah blah, and all that stuff. Then they, how then she don't take and get scammed by this system? We don't run the economy down for 60 something years. Any answer to that question there?
Absolutely, absolutely, sir.
Right.
The British are now the West, with the evil empire, which is the American empire. Ambassador Hunt, I just said it to the people if you watch it. They know one skill where we not seem for master it. It's the skill of divide and conquer. Actually, a few skills. Number one, the skill of divide and conquer. They have mastered that art like you not believe. Look around the world, the wars, the Hutsis, the Tutsis, whatever you want to name them. You always get a Western philosophy behind it. We don't divide people, tell and say, "Una belong to this land, but una different. Una different." So what you can do, and I will say this with authority, and I'm not making any apologies for it, is when the West may want to destabilize the Sierra Leone, they not say the Creole them where then I mean ex-slaves, where they dress like them, read book like them, talk like them. If they may left them in position of power and ruling, then Creole and they, because them don't live in the system due to slavery, them for put them at them place. So what you then do, somehow through the subconscious mind, somehow through marketing, somehow through just talking, then created friction between the natives of Sierra Leone and the guests when the Creole will come from other parts of Africa. Then did that on purpose to the point where by the mid-80s now, Creole them just say left, then they come back again. Then they left, then they come back. If I tell you the amount of Creole they in high power, where they no one native for do with Sierra Leone as such anymore, pass no and go enjoy with the Pekin and go show them outside the commodore seat. You know, these guys, I got one particular person where don't hold in position as deputy director inside Virginia for nearly 30 years now. To where the director resigned, the don't make a director. This guy control a mega budget, but he's not welcome in Sierra Leone. I get another example of another Creole boy. When New Jersey, the state of New Jersey, that means they control the economy of the state of New Jersey. But he doesn't want to come to Sierra Leone. I know a billionaire, when a Creole boy, a billionaire, he doesn't want anything to do with Sierra Leone. They don't successfully divide and conquer. Now, where Thomas come on a village, or Abu come on a village, they send and go Cambridge. Where come on Cambridge, you know, do no work experience, you know, work inside the system, you know, do nothing, and tell them, go to politics. That tell you, say, Abu, with all respect, na village thinking I still in aid. So this is what is permeating through society. They no say if we bribe them with motocar, if we bribe them with us, if we pay school fees for them picking and then they sell them country give we. This moment of in Sierra Leone is time for we for talk to. Now the truth they tell you so at the risk of anything. This is the fact.
Okay.
The British people divided and conquered us, and what do we get is we get a bunch of people who have left Lunge, but Lunge never left them.
Okay, right. All on that side there. Fatima, I see you they shaking your head in agreement and you smile. So yes, I'm way into this particular area we Reggie talk about. So
Okay, thank you very much. I think Mr. Reggie, you don't hit the point. Anywhere where the aid got in, they say fish, if the aid got in, the rest don't got in, isn't it? So if we get good governance, then they lead the way for the people to follow. But if we not, and this thing of putting people in a position just because they affiliate, when I get some affiliation either through hegemony, through, because they're not going to the same school or whatever, it don't really destroy with society. And now that make we they end up with people them where they, for example, go to parliament, can't argue them points, even basic thing for say this is wrong, even if you not sabi the constitution, but just go to parliament and say this thing won't I introduce. I'm totally against it because it wrong for we people and today, it wrong for them tomorrow. Think about the situation where you not in a power again and they apply this to you, how you go feel. It's as simple as that. But we not get people who get the moral courage, they not get the willpower, and then they end up being ministers, they end up for make deals and negotiate things them for we at the end of the day, not they benefit the end user when at the ordinary Sierra Leonean. And until we change that and really think seriously, I sent a small digression. I sent a message to somebody this morning because I get comments where the person makes say, people that will get dual citizenship to SIM, they're not for, can't take big position at the Salone. I sent a message to the person. I say, that's not that they make with you with this so. Sierra Leone is for Sierra Leoneans, regardless whether I get citizenship na Timbuktu. The important thing is, do I know what I'm doing? Am I fit for the job? Have you checked my background? You understand? I able for deliver on what they can ask me for deliver on. And also going back to the moral courage which Sierra Leoneans they lack is if you know say you're not capable of doing something, for God's sake, don't take a responsibility where you're not able. Left hand to people we're able for do them. So because we get this problem with governance, we end up with people them where not know what thing they do, just there for survive and left everybody in the gutter. So we therefore change that mindset and really think carefully about people who they handing responsibility to. And you touch on the legal system. I've always, even as a young child, I hate the courts. I hate them because I just think say courts are for idle people. To be honest, I'm sorry, but there are things where we can settle if we use we own systems where we get traditional systems of settling things. But because everything has been politicized, we're not able to make them system and they work for we. The first thing we do, we run go to court. And the people that were still on at the court, most of the lawyers go to law school, come out with one idea for get rich. So then go turn you right to wrong and you wrong to right. So when you get a society like that, obviously things go down. There is something where Mr. Reggie they talk where I write down. Can we take, you will talk about the privatization of we assets. So I write a question, can we take over with assets without incurring penalties, without we having a problem with the people that we already own the institutions there?
Okay, good, very good question, and thank you again for that. The short answer is yes, you can. The short answer is the assets of Sierra Leone belong to the Sierra Leoneans. Nobody not in a Tonkolili for they go to bed hungry today and work out with barefoot. Nobody not in a corner where for they do the same. So we can take our assets. Now, the question the question I suspect they ask is what will be the backlash? There will be backlash. There might even be war. And not of me say this. Check Naomi Klein documentary. This is what the West does. When they not get their way, then they instigate war. Then they say, well, oh my God, we can't have this. Okay, we can't have this, and set the men there against the team in there. Boom, don't get war. That's one way they do it. But what will they do Waiting, they don't fail for realize now is before this kind of talk what they talk now book no more either. And you have to read it in English. Today, that person about Kolenke and that person that send that in that they hear what they talk about. So what me want to help the people for no see where will they come for can take over their assets there. So now for una good. So when you hear somebody that whisper say, hey, I'll go kill them, or hey, I'll go bomb them, you turn on that person there, you become your watchman. Because look, the postcard day for 64 years. You know, we talk about minerals. Fatima, 64 years they've stolen how me and you for not meeting a Salone. We did it with Joseph inside our own country. For 64 years, they don't scatter with families them. We did all over the world, putting into their own system. The same system where would they build with their own resources. Then we want to rise up in life, like me, they help to pull you down. This, now I can challenge me, Bishop, and say, well, when I say God make we all equal, really? How is that? How is that equal? Which one do they do? So there will be consequences, but we have enough riches on the soil to pay for any consequence. Now, like way Jeff Bezos pay in where from us 200 billion or whatever the figure was, I don't remember. But the most expensive divorce because then catch them red-handed with the woman party. Yes, but they get for you pay. We will pay them to go, but we need people the way when we pay them. They're not going to wait and do to Sambangua in 1979 because what Sambangua they say was IMF this loan here so it can damage the country, but we get Sierra Leoneans them way help for go kill the man. So until we get to that position where Sierra Leoneans they realize say they wait man they don't like Pawiba. They're not first they can't take with brother and sister there from we land. Then go work for 400 years for free. Now they don't can't then they come colonize you and tap the bargain. Now they don't can't take resources. No. They become my brother's keeper. Until we get to that point, there is a problem that the big players that will want for come into this economic theory for sort out this problem will stay because then first love and first duty is to their wife and kids. Like me, so it don't matter to me. You know, when you don't build a £120 million business and somebody them pull you down for bad name, for bad data or whatever, there's certain things when they touch you again. So like me, so I'm untouchable. You understand? But I know say other people them, they won't give, but then the afraid say you na the ground go connive with the rich man for kill them. Who don't want to die for you? There's can only be one Jesus. You understand? You know.
All right. Now, obviously, over the transition talk, don't take surface the social media. There are certain people that we completely disagree with you. But there's one thing we learned today from this discussion. Are not being able to distinguish that private businessman with your own idea of business, he open your own business for himself, he run your own private business affairs. Now your corner, he employ 2-3 people. That one in a private man who they doing business for himself. But the word privatization is different from that particular businessman who they doing on private business. They are not be able to distinguish that. So now I don't able to do that through Fatima and yourself, Reggie. Now the word privatization, where we say we within a Sierra Leone, we assets, we diamond and everything like earlier. Now governments they don't know what you can do diamond, they don't know how to extract them from the soil, they don't know how to make them a finished product. Yeah, but we get them. Then decide say, oh, una can't give small thing no more, una can't take up, una go find it, una can't go. Una go do what you get for do. But the finished product, now product we want. So then guy then they tip we, small thing, and all the from the country don't go. They make big profits. Big, massive profit. And according to what you say, when we back off, we shake, we say, oh, we don't get sense money now in Sierra Leone. We want for stop this nonsense for let it not happen. Then they create war, divide and rule. You give an example of Rwanda, the Hutus and the Tutsis, and other countries that we war done for them. As a result, as we talk now, Congo deep and war. Congo now one of the largest African countries, them with that they. And the deep and war right now. If you check all the Western countries, them and then they inside our war, they would happen so right now. So continue. Waiting I go one. We get countries like Ghana, Botswana, we got other countries in the world we might of this without war. How Sierra Leone go able remove themselves from this bondage, economic bondage, this trap we don't find ourselves in for so many years, and now something not to not take one piece, they instill them inside the Sierra Leone. Now make Sierra Leoneans then still they go against what you they say so. Top politicians then disagree with you because now they don't go learn na university, say they can with a PhD degree, and then can stuff the day. That Thatcher, Reagan, and the rest of them, they don't formulate because they we roll out this idea, not to slavery anymore. Now we change the ideology, we change the mindset. Let them think like we. How do they think like we? Now so we take what they get, and we make them believe for see what we take from them is good for them. How Sierra Leone go able to come out of war? Ghana don't do it. Botswana don't do it. Burkina Faso depend do it. Niger depend do it. Other countries they depend do it. Let's come up with an idea of how to come out of this kind of thing with depend.
I know they be humble about this. I will just tell you straight. Number one, I have to be involved. The reason why I have to be involved is nobody not make a case about this situation like I have. So like when they say the Rocky movie, where Sylvester Stallone writes in Rocky, it may get for porn in dog, it go left in dog to somebody for like it will be able for feature in the movie of Rocky. Because when they ask and say, but we will pay you less if you feature it rather than a known actor now Hollywood. He say nobody will play this part like how me go player. So number one, not for big up. I understand this to my fingertips. It run on my veins. I know this. Number two, you have to have visionaries. You see what you don't reduce Salone to now? We don't reduce Salone what they talk on a daily basis to mamikos, to couscous, to killings, to whatever. So we don't have time. Salone, they on a deathbed right now. If we're not careful, they go colonize we again. So, and Professor Lumumba don't talk that day, and also Chris Man. If we're not careful, they will colonize we again. So Salone, we need the people in place. We understand, say, this now one time, because we're so far behind now. That means what I can use, or line what I can use, say vision is not sight. Even across the world, even in the West here, 95% of people only believe in sight. I will believe how I see them. That's why a lot of people, they miss their opportunity. You know, I mean, in a line one time with me picking up, we go Florida, we na McDonald's. We picking up McDonald's. Now, one part they be me. I say, these kids love McDonald's. I say, now tell me, say, I hate it. Now I say, why do you hate it? He said, every time I come inside this McDonald's, I feel for throw up. I said, why? He said, I had an opportunity to join this bandwagon right in the beginning. I turned it down. He said, but now me picking them, I have to bring them here, and now I can't be a part of it. So a lot of people around the world, not of course, for now we accept, say, a lot of people, they not get chance for a vision. They not get that capacity there. They want to see things. So the only way you get them people there for support you now for go fast and hard, quick. For show them the hospital working for them, to show them the schools working for them, to show them the electricity working, to show them the lack of joblessness. Now you put people in a job. You have to go quick. That's why me not talk nothing sub $100 billion GDP. It's a waste of time. You're not gonna get it done because you're not gonna move fast enough and take the drastic action enough to let the people and sit down here and say, wow, now this woman she don't pay all these years. You have to go like wait, try we don't go faster in 24 months. If you say you go kele, you know, then go put up. No, they're just attempting life again this week. But in God, they save them. Because France no want and they, Belgium no want and they. But in people that want and they, because they go very, very fast. There's something that the part of the piece, the markets where they call physical evidence. It don't provide the physical evidence to people there, when people say, we don't get the possible they wait for. We don't get the possible they wait for. Meanwhile, the people that want Leone are in a darkness, so then generator they go sell. The people like Minkali, they want Leone are in a darkness, so then generator they go be fueled by the petrol station we own. Then go and kill the people who want to do this. I'm telling you now, this is the Sierra Leone. So una the grassroots people there. Now for the listening kind messages and say, una don't sit down for 64 years. Una don't take we paradise on a turn into hell on earth. Una they believe in again. Una snap hell from the jaws of paradise. Yes, then una willing, una say for sit down a place where get smelly, nasty gutters. Una the build mansion the way una able flush toilet pass Abu go bring you a bucket of water. They tell me say Salone sweet. But Salone only sweet because you able say you picking abroad and you work abroad. In fact, what kind of society are we building when we get politicians the way they send their wife and picking their abroad then sit on a Salone? For thief una. Then they start against our own brother. Go kill her one day, kill her one day, kill her one day. We know the land. What did the killing don't do for Salone? What has killing done for Salone? And the same people then, whether they act the people then for go kill, they study in England and America. Who said they not say nobody not kill nobody from politics now so in the menu. Nobody not kill nobody in politics. But then they tell them for killing herself. So they go drive a nice Toyota Land Cruiser. So they go get air conditioner na their own house. Why she see them, you don't know who say yes they come out tomorrow. Una bother them that they don't destroy una life and una future. So we need to go fast. OrWanKasu.
Oh, is it over to me? Yeah, I just so get carried away because you touch on things that we are very, very passionate about. Because I don't say sustainable development means not just developing now, but developing and make sure so we left something for future generation. That is so important. And we don't touch on some country, then we don't take a different, trajectory. Of course, everything where you do, where you step on the tiger's tail, it will come at you. But we can't forget the courage. I think what we do so now, bring in the people with we, make them understand, it's the opening of the eyes, not only the vision, the mind eye. For no say, you sit down pan assets, we then at the stream, yet with the dream, with the words we add with speed. How can we live for 64 years and still we begin and able to go good school? So, or we're not able to afford for go hospital, or even when we reach at the hospital, it's like we go now we face the death penalty. I'm not able to understand them honestly. So, having said that, and before I get to the final question for you, I just want to make an appeal to Sierra Leoneans. Una we get land them or access to land, please una stop for sell una land them for cheap. Una think about una future generation. There's going to come a time na Salone where agriculture will become the inner thing, where your piece of land will mean more to you than that little money where you don't eat today. You don't want a situation where you become homeless or become a foreigner in your own land. I just want to eat this day because I hear beaucoup problems in that area. My question now is, can we, going forward, have a situation where we can private, is there some services that we can privatize? Is there some, assets that we can, privatize and have this like dual systems, or if for want of a word, get government's own and government control alongside with privates, privatized assets or entities alongside the actual private owned businesses. Can we have that system, like a mixed economy, basically?
Okay, now go inside that for you now quickly. So basically, here's what you don't privatize. Let's start there. You don't privatize anything when a monopoly for the public good. So, Tonkolili District Iron Ore, in Odena Bombali, you don't privatize that. Kono Diamonds, not prevalent in Freetown, you don't privatize that. Anything when you don't privatize your marine resource. You don't privatize the water and the fish. You don't. This belongs to the people. The system where you flow for let the government get in your money. At the end of the day, a government and a person, you, OrWanKasu, you, Fatima, you have the same goal. Now, for make as much money as you possibly can for make your life work for you, right? So the government, for let the government work for the people, for let you able to feed your household, OrWanKasu and Fatima. So what do? Well, we can go and start to reinvent the wheel, or we can look at a country we don't dwell. Waiting Lee Kuan Yew did in 1974, where in a get tribalism, in a nationalism, get the Indian and the fed Chinese the fed Malay. Now I say, this one it's Ranga, this one not the work. Now I say, okay, first off, we do two things. We speak we own language, or they make English we main language. There's two languages that they normally speak. Now we office them and whatever. So if you don't learn them today, you left out. And they talk to you in any other language. Okay, then he say, what you go do? I know say government employees them all over the world, they've been programmed to say, they're 9 to 5 hours, and then they work extra and they do this and they do that. All right, me go get me private, me go get me government employees them, then they do your taxes, you this, you that. But I will create a holding. Now I create this company called Temasek Holdings. In that company, now it load. Hello. Now it load. Oh, they give feedback. Now it okay. Yeah, now it load private models, private business models in every area where you want to take control of. So to answer your question, Fatima, the private business that will go run. If I want private health, if you want private education, I ain't talking about private school. If you make your education profitable, if you make your health profitable for you, they bring money into the treasury, you put her in the hands of a CEO, not politically appointed, not necessarily a Sierra Leonean. Just like where I can use a simple but perfect example about football. You know, when Chelsea decide for change from mid-table club, when Abramovich buy there, they go bring them Drogba them. They go bring the SCN them. They not say power they got for belong. You don't have to be. We go find the right people to run those companies. Those companies will be profitable. Now, how the private person go get benefit from that company? Well, so now you go sew the uniform, Fatima. So now OrWanKasu go provide the tipper there. So now go provide the catering. So that's how you benefit. But the ownership of what belongs to the people should rest firmly with the people. I don't believe in mixing that. It has not worked. Singapore get the second GDP per capita. That means, say my people, then people are worth more than any other country in the world, second and the least, only beaten by Luxembourg. And because Luxembourg now only 650,000 people in get, and then main industry is banking. So that's easy to understand. But Singapore not get no assets, no resources, but they're able to create second most valuable people in terms of dollar value in the world because they own everything. It's the Ministry of Finance. Now they own 100% of all their attention. Singapore Airlines is the best airline in the world, owned by the people of Singapore. Because they run as a company. The CEO in enumeration is based on how in company they perform. And what you did, you go get people from all over the world. If you're not Japanese, come. If you're not, whatever, as long as you're the right person, can do the job. It wasn't a political appointment, and he washed his hands off it. That's why they're loaded. That's why they're successful.
Okay. All right. Fatima, while we be the follow within the happen at the social media on this privatization debate, we obviously know say there are people who will be there against Reggie in idea. And I'm afraid for calling him now, so there are a few of them, Supermed, Cashbox, and the rest of them will be the challenge because this is what they know. No, this is what they've studied. They don't graduate in, they sabi from time immemorial. And they don't give them the benefit of privatization, efficiency, for say, sometimes government not able to operate properly. People them where they know for this are government property, then just they misuse them. So for effective services, for efficiency, for maximize more profit, then kind of so that make it fine to make government give their assets completely to a private person. When they own them, then they're going to give you waiting we agree on for them give it. Right now, we successive governments them who get na Sierra Leone. Then people in people that we don't study system as government. And you get somebody in a financial, maybe say, you go to advise a private businessman. That is fine. But if you want for advice for handle their assets, a different not so. Then people are the mindset over the years, like how they don't, how we go able to change the mindset for make them begin think, say to which and the alternative now waiting Reggie to say maybe we use the Singapore model. Now we become an expert to run the affairs of the system. That particular asset where you run for efficient to nobody, now me for belong to, now we the people of Sierra Leone for belong to. So that model they therefore hammer. So where they come close to the end, as we give some time for we before hit one or two more questions for Reggie personally after that one day. But talk.
Well, I think say the first thing is everybody, entitled to their views about how they see this topic we talk about. Of course, there are people who are experts in the field, but there are also people who, like Mr. Reggie, experience in the field. So there's something in care where they call something where they say experts by experience, where the patients themselves, because they don't go through, especially in mental health, because they don't go through they don't experience what it means for get mental health, go through the service, they understand the impact of that in reality. But also, there are the people who go school and study, say, this is how we solve the problem. But does it mean the problem has been solved? No. Yes, of course. Then I think with people like those, what we need for see from them is let them bring us the examples, of where it has actually worked perfectly for everyone, for C. I think we therefore continue with this debate and keep an open mind, you know, because we need everybody in inputs. But one of the things I always say, and I think other people know this, you can't be doing the same thing and expect different results. So we don't go down the road where we don't try privatization. We don't see how it works in Africa. We don't see how it works in Europe. We don't see how it works around the world. We get examples where people don't ditch privatization and take back their assets. And the recent example is Traore. And we see how it's already beginning to work for people. So therefore, I think as a nation, you know, as people they engage in this space, trying to push the country forward, it's about opening I go back to this. It's about opening the eyes of we people. Until we people they understand, say they have been shortchanged over these years and therefore need something different. And Reggie allude to the fact that you get to come in as a government or anybody where they take charge hard, so that people see the tangible impact on their paycheck, in their homes, in their environment. So people begin for buy into this. And that's what they do Burkina Faso. Because it bring the people along with them. When people come for attack them and say anything, it get the experts them. Anytime they come up with a policy or something, it go to the people at the ground. It go out on a walk, see people, engage with the people. Go and see for himself the realities and come back. And choose people from within that community. We don't experience them for come and lead. For change, waiting around for change. And as a result, there is there's community cohesion. And people are coming together and supporting this man. And even forming that barrier for nobody not come and destroy waiting and already begin for see and experience. I think that's what we need.
That's it.
Okay. Now close to the end of this one, and it has been very, very interactive. The flow, like how the flow so, and I think saying that we will go for the regular basis we talk about this until the end of them. But we want to commend first of all Reggie, because now you put yourself forward for champion this cause here to for talk about privatization as a scam. Leone community. So waiting I want for ask you, Reggie, you ready for put your life on the line and ideology? We don't like now an ideology where people that don't go university for, or they don't instill them inside their brains the years. So man don't make big money out of them, whether now or not. That's another story. But they strongly believe challenge you in different levels. Are you ready to put your life for this cause we declare for champion, say privatization is a scam? And
absolutely, my life is already on the line. So not to this is true story. After I'm in Comot's campaign for Samura in 2018, some SLP people and they will say they will kill me. They've proven it. They used to send juju and stuff to me every Friday. They've proven it. So my life's already on the line. You can't destroy somebody you already destroyed. That's fine. But here's the thing. So the answer is yes. But I want to tell you one small story related to how we handle this. I beg you. Remember in the 80s, if you made England or America at all, you play African music only to your own people then. Now your own party, they normally play African music. So as with my country, you don't turn her off. I don't know, I put my hand up. I was guilty of that. And I know people are guilty of that. When Smith, the boy, got hold of the band, went and do Oliver, then decided we to go full on. We're not the kaya so kele kele. We to go for the band. We to go for Whiskey. We to go for Davido. Look who say Afrobeats don't put Nigeria today. You have to go fast. You cannot go kele kele. You have to go fast. And that's what they did with music. Almost the 98 they talk about Nigeria and 419. That was the song of the 80s and 90s. 419ers, 419ers. Now, when we go club or go to a restaurant, one restaurant, they just up the road now. So posh cover. I go there one time with Fatima. Not this Fatima. Yes. Anyway, we go there. Posh place. Now we bridge so. Now Afrobeats in the play. Now we don't want to be black man inside there. That's how you permeate society. Fast and hard. No slow. You go fast. Then the people see them. Then they accept her. Then they buy in. This is our new way of life. This is for us. Yes.
All right. Reggie, like come to my own question and I will give ask this particular thing. When we start this conversation about your first job where you get at young age by your first house and full business man, and you don't do a lot and you talk with the big brother winner, yeah. So because you're a successful businessman, we forgot them as gold. Now that's not you the for
everything I say. So you cut off there. Everything I say was the last one.
Everything where this successful businessman Reggie say, we forget. Say, oh yeah.
Not at
Reggie,
all.
because he's a successful man. So whatever he says,
not at all.
You know,
no, that would be arrogant.
Okay.
Can I just go?
Okay. Wait to make I ask the question first. Ask the question. I will give an example of successful business people like Elon Musk. They don't become this guy and the richest man in the world now. Currently, a decision. Come up with an idea, make a decision. Big calamity in the world right now. Then business where they don't develop successful at the world. They can plunge, go down right now, and then get right now. They don't know whose side. The reason I make ask this question also because they say, bam, the whole world for rush on that idea they and begin to follow back to them. I make her ask you the question.
Okay, your line. I don't know if Fatima they get with the break. So I get some of it, but I think I get the gist of what you say. Musk they're successful, but waiting and carry it different. Let me tell you, see, the capitalists they want to talk about, not to Musk them. These are the predatory capitalists, and let me explain in simple terms how I know why. Because Usai Musk they get in materials for putting in Tesla in Congo. Musk is happy that then they pay people them, but they were entity they were supposed to go to school, 8p a day for pick cobalt with them bare hands. Musk is not the capitalist I'm talking about. Now, why start this conversation? I don't make the distinction between predatory capitalism, when that same thinking they create slavery, then they create you just pay somebody the lowest denominator that you can and give them a slave kind of feudal serf kind of conditions. That's not who I am. I am about win. You win, OrWanKasu. Fatima, you win, me win. My simple terms I can say to people that they associate with, there's enough oxygen for when me and you go in a room, say an apartment or a house or a parlor, and I have a quiz on a nose for let me breathe me oxygen. That's the type of capitalist I am. And not only one grain. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, where they control $10 trillion. 10 trillion. Don't come out and don't call out this system. Gary Stevenson, we're born a probable, he don't turn multimillionaire. He don't come out and call out the system. We don't see say this system, No, they work. If 40 and 50-year-old them not able to buy their house today inside the United States and the UK, what's going to happen to me 18-year-old daughter? This is the system that we are calling out. Not to say we can't say, oh, you have to follow it. No, bring an argument to me and show me how privatization has benefited the people who are the UBOs, the ultimate business owners of their assets, which are the people who were born in Akono, that then get the diamonds. The people who were born in Tonkolili, that then get the iron ore. Show me how their own balance sheet and their own P&L don't improve as a result of privatization. If the day you show me down there, they shut up. It doesn't exist. It does not exist.
Okay, fantastic. We don't discuss for 1 hour 35 minutes. Privatization will be all not a good thing for the country Sierra Leone. We don't begin put questions. And Reggie, I would say now the champion, this new ideology or idea of privatization is a scam. And from you on, that's what you don't do. You don't listen, we don't listen to all and what they happen. You don't become.
Oh, you did break. I
And
think
the privatization, Fatima.
In general.
you don't break up and not get.
Sorry, now stop. I don't come back.
Yeah, you said the research we don't do about privatization.
Yes, yes. You don't become so interested in you self don't do your small research and stuff like that. And Reggie being the champion of this thing, within your own general overview of this whole thing, within your own position, how you stand with this privatization thing, and for wrap them up for we now because we're in at the last end of this particular discussion now. So talk to you about that, and then we can call Reggie now for doing your last, overview.
Okay, I will just make this me wrap up. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, and also thank you to Mr. Reggie for taking time for bring this innovation in the way we think. Based on your question, they say who feels it knows it, isn't it? So unless you feel the impact of privatization at your life, then you go begin understand and do your research. You go begin connect the dots. Me, na one person where I probably call me skeptic. I've always been skeptical about things, for example, like even pension. I've always been skeptical about it because I see a situation where government get the power to change the goalpost at any time. And then you're shortchanged. So my own view on privatization is that, especially privatization of government assets, things that we need, I'm with Mr. Reggie on this. And because I see what they happen at Burkina Faso, and me late friend, now from Singapore, he died last year. When COVID happened, every month they put money in this money accounts. Then send plane for can take them students them from UK, give them money for take them go Singapore during COVID. It tell me, say Fatima, the money when me government they pay me, I can't even touch them because I don't need them. So I don't experience them. So when it bring the example of Singapore, I think the first thing we need to do in Sierra Leone or as Sierra Leoneans is to have an open mind. Yes, we all not go agree with whatever anybody come up with, but let we get let's create this path where you bring your points, me bring me points, we find the middle ground. In terms of privatization, I think Salone for take a different channel. If we want to grow and grow fast and develop a country for the future, I don't see privatizing you know, the Marapa mines, it's a good thing. I don't see privatizing, and we therefore get hold of how we give license to things like mining. Because I see in Botswana how the government control diamond mining and how they work for them. So if why we not go look at where things don't work already, waiting them do, we make it work for them, look at the Sierra Leone society and the mindsets and how we go able to change that. But we therefore be willing for accept, especially the leaders, for say, we not know what we will do. Or we deliberately do that because we were very selfish. But now is the time where we want to put Salone number one. And every Sierra Leonean, whether they born you inside Salone or not born you, but as you get connection with Salone, you for able to reap the benefits of that nation. And that's kind of the goal. If we have that as our goal, then all of this way with the debate is about sensitizing with people. It's about civic education. So the people get to the point where they say, we can't take this anymore. This, we've had enough. We deserve better. But they don't put with people in a perpetual state where they think they don't deserve. So therefore, there are few people who deserve, we for look up to them. No, this is the time for lateral approach. We all equal as human beings. Yeah, you always get people who get more or less than you, but let me care for each other. My stance is, I don't see privatization working na Salone if we want to move forward.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that submission there, Fatima. And over to you, Reggie. Giving you your last word, the champion of privatization, winner scam. We'll go for bring camp some people that really against you on this platform. We can talk to them and let me hear you what they say for say about this privatization where they don't believe in for say yes, you know, it's working. So let we go find a middle ground. We'll go find a middle ground. Me and Fatima will go find a middle ground between the, you know, diverse ideas and stuff like that. For the benefit of Sierra Leone, the politicians will go come, you know, probably then will listen and then will understand and then will know how they will sit down with the other people and for negotiate business and for put pen to paper on an agreement. So, Mr. Reggie, over to you. Talk to me. Give you your last few recap.
Okay, I'll just put a caveat there. See, when you invite anybody, it's your platform. I would like you to say to them, "Noka waffle na so, noka bring out textbook definition. No, can't show the people them like Reggie don't can show how privatization not the work na a scam. Can't show we who say privatization don't work. And the way I mean by work is not service delivery. I am not talking about the presence of a train line. I am not talking about the presence of availability of jobs at Marampa. Are the people of Marampa benefiting on that balance sheet and that P&L? The answer for 64 years is capital N and capital O is no. When that is the case, privatization does not work. A lot of people can't talk about service delivery. Hey, but look at the train, they show up on time. No. Noam Chomsky, a renowned multimillionaire government economist in America, taught us, and you can see this on the internet for yourself. He said, when the government want bring in them private friends they inside for can take over, then they frustrate the process. Then they start for pull the budget so that you, the public, will say, hey, but we train another one. Oh, we don't look through garbage. Then they say, government enable them, so they can't give Musu this contract. That's what they do. They play with the minds of people. So you accept, you go into submission. That's what they do. Privatization does not work. I don't argue. Now, you cannot build a nation if everything in it that the nation owns is for sale. And what in privatization they bring? Now look up. Now two things they bring. They bring the money, where 99.9% of that time, OrWanKasu, they tell you now, where Frank Tim is going inside Senegal with 250 million. Now bank loan. It's all on the internet. Now loan. So you and tell me say we don't get government people that were able to get loan for can put into their own enterprise. That's number one. Timmy's took from Senegal in a short space of time $12 billion in royalty for 250. Me man, me says I go raise 250 for get 12 billion. You understand? So it doesn't work. Now, then they bring their money, we can get money. My white paper on the 100 billion able to raise money from private people, not IMF, not World Bank. Look what Intrawe do. He gets rid of them immediately. Now, the first people that will kick out. I don't want to know now. Okay? Not IMF, not World Bank. That's number one. What's the next year where then they bring? Then they bring expertise. But let me tell you, say expertise available worldwide. And people are looking for jobs. We're going to pay them good. We're going to tie the success of that enterprise go tie to their own future. They're willing to work anywhere in the world. So there's no smoke and mirror. Not like saying that fufu dust then get over we. Now two things that they bring, money and expertise. Both of which we can raise if you have the people that know how to do it. So what should we sell with silver and gold for? Why are we doing it? It hasn't worked. One company go and he paid 10 million in December 2021. 2022, it don't pull 6.7 billion. Now they go on, we still left and black out. Well, I don't understand who that go defend this. To be honest with you, it doesn't work. Has not worked for the British people. And I look for some place for somebody recently, where they America, where they can England. All the apartments in our way, me to go for look, they're all privately owned by venture capitalists. And they never sell none. Generation rent is all for rent. They never sell none. Okay, and what's in the UK government do is under George Osborne, now they begin. They don't carry out now. They make the private landlords them, when I mean they step up for people, they make their life hard to the point where every day we listen to LBC, as long as a housing program can landlord and they can't say, me, I don't sell. I don't. This is what governments do. But we should awaken to what the government do. The government do them because when they bring them friends in with them venture capitals, that's what they do. So I am in the system. You cannot tell me I am in the system. I have made money in the system. I know how this system works. And I know which other work right about it. And I know say, Salone, if na money we look for, this number one source where they get the agreed subprime loans is from IMF and World Bank. If we continue to do that, we aren't picking up going to talk the same talk 64 years from now. We get the assets way for giving capital. We've got it. Cut the bullshit. Stop it all. Tell the wait man, they're like one of the drive we for visa or whatever. We have to say, get out. Get out. Loud deal with Vietnamese. Loud deal with people from Thailand. Loud deal with Russians. Loud deal with Chinese. Una get out. 64 years. Una don't maltreat we. Una don't take we best of we minds. Una can't go overseas. Una don't make we don't break we culture. It's enough. This must stop. So that's my view on the whole thing.
Right. Fantastic. Wonderful discussion with Reggie Cole and Fatima. I will take home one point where Fatima make. He won with people in Sierra Leone that we will get land, let we not sell with land. I smile to that statement that Fatima make because just yesterday, somebody called me. He said in Daddy get house. In Daddy in house with them suffer for bill. They all go to stone for the house they back. And in Daddy say he want sell the house. He want come out go tap on the side. I tell him say, I know you Daddy sell the house. I say I want to convince him let him not sell the house. And they say no, he born with Boku, and if he die just now, let's go for one day. Now I say una put the house to rent. Every year, whatever una collect, una share among una self. I say, but una not sell the house. So una not allow. Now I ask them, who that gets the document for the house? And they say, na them big sister. Now I say, well, tell the big sister, make it hold on to that document, they make it not give daddy. And they say, the big sister self they up for the sales. The big sister they up for the sales, and the big sister they go meet in daddy, for go make them go hand over for sell, but they're all for deals and they give the money. That's it. That's okay. Now I say, well, this it don't come and come. Me not extra person. Me not to family. So now I say, well, if you not really want to sell the house, I say, me get possible once the house. I say, I'm not selling to anybody else. I say, I'm not try for selling to me. What in me want do? I want firm way where are the pull and daddy off. The shares we then go for make between themselves, the daddy and them, pull the daddy off, make them all the documents of the place. Make them firm way how they will able to retain the business, make them retain the property. But I really feel pain for them. They not get no ideas waiting and they're about to do. So let me make a take note of what Fatima say. Indeed, for sell your assets, very, 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 very dangerous thing to do. And we all don't take advantage of that. We all don't look at people that we don't get much. We go negotiate, buy. We buy. We own the property. Because they don't get and they don't know waiting for do with them. It's just they don't and they'll need food for it. They need small thing for take them picking at school and stuff like that. So then they end up for just sell. You know. So I hope say the viewers them, Mr. Ronald Georgestone, Fode Sori Mansare, Ibrahim Sise, Kabele, Mr. Mo, and the rest of the other people that we be the view. I believe say una don't learn something like so, and I go want for long continue for share this. Let people then continue for watch and learn from this. I want to say plenty thanks to Mr. Reggie Cole and me and Fatima, who continue for engage people them for bring and come in for can continue for talk about this particular thing because it's beneficial to the country Sierra Leone. So that said, I want to say good afternoon to now all again, and I want to say this is the APC Diaspora online TV platform where they bring come topics them we get to do with Sierra Leone for the benefits of Sierra Leone and Mina OrWanKasu, as the name that they want to go by. Thank you once again, Mr. Reggie Cole and Fatima. Over to you, Mr. MMBB, the producer of this particular program, Mr. Mo Bangura. Thank you very much for the time for bringing me come live on this particular Sunday. Over to you, sir.
Say the way them be left the power to murder, not to say it. Plenty youth they smoke and go mad. Try they not to say me there. The way this mommy they talk, the other mommy not to say me there. The way politics them spoil we try they I say not to say me there. The way my dad they fly plenty, the other part not to say me there. The way this mommy they talk, the other mommy not to say me there. The way them be left the power to murder, not to say there. But not to so be there. Not to so be there. Not to say be there. Not to say be there. Not to so be there. Not to say be there. Not to so be there. Not to say be there. Yeah, they pulling back politics, fight each and every day. Not to so we been there, not to so we been there. DJ box, the battle, keke to mine, and my brewer, not to so we been there, not to so we been there. Put out on board, they travel run, come back, and village people not they get chance, not to so if the mommy they dance on TikTok, and people want talk, una left and I saw you one day. Green and red been the bind, green and red been the dine, but now not to so it there. When they start to drive glass things, they up, the voters they suffer, not to so for day. The mommy getting artists, the pa getting artists, the other pa getting artists for day. You know for talk show then quick for jail you. Violate your rights more, not to say I've been there. 2023, I wonder how we are go there. Now before you get job, before somebody say not to say be there. Not to so be there. Not to say be there. Not to say be there. Listen, governor for make investors run away. We for encourage them not to show you been there. Kai Kamara one coach John Kista. Paddy play football sets much not to show you been there. You want talk plenty, you not score plenty. You don't crest, not to show Kalom been there. Baby, big piece of the cheap, but not to show a day. I not say not to all been there, not to show be there. But I see God there, we must still like how been there. And now been there, we must still like how been there. The way this for me, this song, the other for me, not to show be there. The way them be left the power to man, not to show you there. But not to show be there. 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 Y'all know Senator Salone Day, not to show me day. The way our Salone be day today, not to show you day. Woo! What da? Bojo, Bojo. Crying out, baby. It's your mark. The guy will die, will smile. Red flag, baby. All day. Woo! Leone, one love. Alright? Take the challenge. Tell man and say not to show for day. Not to show Salone for day. Alright?
Alman on the mix.
Favorite rapper, King Boss. The voice of the voice.